the first part of that. First part of that is really position yourself as the expert. And for some of you, you may not consider yourself an expert, or you don't like to maybe use that vernacular, but this is essential to you becoming known as a go-to business speaker. They want experts in front of the room. We have to remember, from the meeting planner standpoint, their primary goal is to add value to their audience. And who better to do that than an expert? So part of what you have to figure out is what you're an expert in. That goes back to module 1. Remember that question I asked you to answer, which is, what do you speak on? What topic area would you consider yourself an expert in? And you can't be afraid to be called an expert or position yourself as one. It's some of the best PR that you can give your company. So if it's not a realm or a marketing strategy you've considered before, this goes beyond just getting speaking engagements. This is going to help you with your internet marketing. It's going to help you with your referrals. It's going to help you in all areas of your business. But it really is the foundation for marketing for any good business speaker. So let me give you the top 10 ways that you can help position yourself as that expert. Number 1 is write a book. Boy, doesn't it seem like everybody's got a book? And whether you like it or not, whether it's valid or not, when you've become an author, part of what comes with that is you're perceived as an expert, right? So a group book, or a book that you can write on a topic area, or just even a paper, something that you can publish, is such a great place to start. Such a great place to start. And start on something you're comfortable with. A book on your niche, or an area of expertise that you have, or a particular field, or something. It doesn't have to be a novel, right? You don't have to write a big series like Harry Potter. I mean, we're just talking about something simple. In fact, my first book, Multiple Streams of Motivation, the reason I did that book was it was a group book. And there was 10 of us that got together, and we wrote the book and published the book. And I will tell you that if it wasn't for the group, there's no way that that would have gotten done, because the accountability and because all the tools and systems were in place to get that done. So if you need help connecting you with people that can help you in that area, be happy to do that. But I just don't want you to overthink that, I can't write a book. Self-publishing is so popular now and so accessible for all of us. It's a great door opener. I highly encourage you, over the course of time, start journaling, keeping track of some topics, and it wouldn't take much for you to put together a book. It just takes a lot of discipline and a lot of focus. So great place to start is writing a book. Another area is writing an article, very similar. You say this, you could also say writing blogs. Blogging is really kind of the center of your marketing universe as a business speaker. So the article might be what you're more familiar with, but that's really all that a blog is. I find when I use the word blog, a lot of people shut down and they think they're not good enough, or they don't have enough people watching them online. You just want to write good content. The biggest part of positioning yourself as an expert is to be a content creator. In the information age, content is king. And if you can create good content that adds value to your audience, people are going to want you to come in and speak. They're going to want you to come in and do workshops and train their people. So writing an article is a great way to add value and position yourself as an expert. But that also goes right hand in hand with writing a blog. And a blog is simple. It's free, it's easy, and you know what? It can even be fun if you have the right strategy. So not enough time to go into it here, but I want to encourage you to start blogging, or at a minimum, start writing an article and submitting it to some magazines or publications where you might be able to be published. Another area of positioning yourself, another step, is social media, obviously. But what I mean by social media is position yourself properly, where you're putting out, again, original content, valuable content, not just what your dog did over the weekend and all the. And trust me, I put a lot of personal things out on social media. I think that's important for people to know who you are and get to know you as a person. But for the sake of positioning yourself as an expert, we have to put an equal amount of great content out there. It could be articles. It could be articles you've written. It could be articles you've found. It could be resources. But really pushing out great content through social media will catch attention of the people who are looking for speakers. So don't discount social media. This kind of translates right into podcasts. Podcasting, if you're not familiar with it, is kind of like an online radio show. You're just really recording yourself. And you can do them live, or you can pre-record them. Blog Talk Radio is one of the most popular platforms, but there's a lot of opportunities to get your message out there, to be interviewed, or to interview others on podcasts, which position you as an expert. If you're out there in front of the pack, talking about your topic, interviewing people on your topic, sharing articles and resources on your topic, you're going to be perceived as the expert. Speaker panels. Make yourself available. Great place to start is, hey, maybe you're not comfortable enough to stand in front of the room and carry a 30 or 45-minute presentation, but you certainly have the knowledge and the experience, and you're an expert in your given topic area. You certainly have enough to sit on a panel with other people and comment on a particular area. So I think a speaker panel is great. It might be hard to find them at first, but just make sure that you're out there and available. Business speaking is not just about planting your feet in front of a room. There's a lot of other ways to do it. And being on a speaker panel is actually a lot of fun, and I think you'd find a lot of value in that, and so will your audience. Number 6 way of positioning yourself as an expert are interviews. I was just referring to those in the podcast area, but interviews are great. You can do them on radio, you can do them on TV, you can do them online, you can do them in person, you can do them at your own events. There's tons of ways to do interviews, and what I love about interviews is you really get to showcase your best stuff. You really get to, you get right to the crux of explaining how you solve a problem in a given topic area. It's a really powerful tool to leverage. And there's some other things, if you really like this area and you want to leverage it, there's some great media relations, public relations people, or there's places you can go like rtir.com. It's in your resource guide at the back of the workbook. But that's a website where people go to find experts on given topic areas to get interviewed on TV and radio. So just something to check around. And if you're looking for more publicity, there's local TV stations in most markets that actually allow you to pay. Basically, you're buying airtime, and they'll bring you on their TV show and interview you. And sometimes these spots are $500 or $1,000 or $2,000. It depends on what that's worth to you. But interviews are really a great opportunity. Number 7 are certifications. Some of you are in professional services, financial advisors, CPAs, insurance agents, real estate, where you can add additional certifications or designations to your title. And it shows that you have dedication, shows you have experience, it shows you have knowledge, and it certainly is another way of adding yourself to the list of experts for your given topic. Number 8 is a volunteer, and what I mean by this is begin to position yourself as a resource. This is one of the first things that I did because, one, I'm a big believer in volunteering, but I also realized that I was confident I was good at what I did, but just not enough people knew about it. So I figured, hey, if I could get out there and just help some people, I can kind of show my stuff and help some people. Not a bad gig, not a bad marketing plan. Now, it shouldn't be your only marketing plan because you'll go broke doing it this way, but be a go-to resource for maybe people in your networking group or people in the community, or make yourself available to the associations and business groups that are around that might want to bring you in to help solve a problem. It really can lend you a lot of credibility and do some good for the local community as well. So make yourself available as a volunteer on your topic. Number 9 are videos. Create a video. Boy, this is where it's going, guys. They're estimating that by 2013, or certainly in the next couple of years, we're going to be seeing the majority of the internet traffic as video. And if it's not already, YouTube is well on its way to becoming the #1 search engine. So whether you like it or not, whether you're comfortable with it or not, whether you like being on video, one of the fastest ways to become known as an expert is to start sharing your content by video. Short snippets, 2 minutes to 5 minutes, just teaching your content, stuff that you already love, stuff you already know. There's a lot that goes into this. We're going to definitely be doing more trainings on this in the future, but I want to make sure you at least know that this is definitely one of the fast tracks to getting positioned as an expert. And then number 10 are testimonials, or probably another way to put it is social proof. You know, what I recommended earlier on is whenever you go out to get booked to speak, that you're going to look for those testimonials from the people who brought you in. You're going to look for testimonials from the audience members. You're going to get people who will email and say how great you were, or how much you helped their business or their life. You need to gather these things. Gather them on video, gather them in written form, and use them as a tool to show that you're an expert and to lend credibility to who you are and what you teach. So testimonials and social proof are something you should be gathering regardless of if you want to be a business speaker or not. They're a tremendously powerful tool in the area of marketing yourself, and certainly in the area of marketing yourself as a business speaker.